Okay, this is page 5 and 6 from the workbook. Let's look at number 1. There's 3 parts to it. We're going to write the numbers in words. So they give us the numbers in standard form, and we want to write them in word form. So I wrote the 3 numbers here, and I labeled the different families. So we have ones family, thousands, millions, and billions. And then when we write them in families as well. We group each family together. So for this first one, we have 104 thousands and 102 ones. So the way we write that is we write the thousands family first, and we write 104,000 102. So we don't have to write and, we don't have to say 102. We just say 102. So 104,000, that's our thousand family, 102. The next one, we have millions, thousands, and ones. So first we'll write our millions. We have 65 million. So we write 65. We hyphenate any number between 21 and 99. So 65 million, that's our million family, comma. We put a comma in the same place as we do in the standard form. Then we do our thousands family. So we have 598,000. So we write 598. Again, we hyphenate that. 1,000, comma, and actually we don't have anything after that, so we don't need that comma. It's just 65,598,000. For this last one, we have billions, millions, thousands, and ones. So we start with our billions. We have 11 billion. So we just write 11 billion, comma. Now we move on to the millions. We have 11 million, comma. We have 11,000, comma, and 11. So just 11. We change it to standard form. So 2, A, B, and C. So now 9,900,000, 9. So we're in the billions. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make some spots here for my 4 families of numbers: billions, millions, thousands, and ones. So now I'm just going to fill them in. 9 billion. So our billions is 9. So we put a 9. 9 million. So here's our millions family. So 9 million would go there because this is the 1 million, 10 millions, and 100 millions. So we just have 9 million. So it goes there, and we can fill in those with zeros. 900,000. So here's our thousands family, and it's 900. So like that, 900,000 and 9. So in our ones family, we just have 9. So we have like that. Our next one, 15 million and 15. So now we just need millions, thousands, and ones, those 3 families. So we'll make our spots there, and we can fill it in. We have 15 million. So 15 goes in the millions family, and 15. 15 are just 15 ones over there. Now we can fill in our other zeros. The next one, 1,001,001. So we have millions family, thousands, ones, 1 million. So that goes in that column. 1 million, 1,000. So here's our thousands family. We only have 1,000, so it goes there in the 1,000s place. This is 1,000s, 10,000s, 100,000s, and 1. Now we can fill in our zeros. Excuse me. So you write the number like that. 1,000,001. Number 3. Check the box beside each true statement. So let's look at A. 3,000 more than, we're going to read this number, we have millions, thousands, and ones, 54,013,020 is 54,043,020. So they're saying, is this true? Is 3,000 more than this number, that number? Let's write down this number, 54,013,020. And they want to know if 3,000 more is the other number. So if I were to add 3,000, I'd be adding it to the thousands place. So here we had 3,000 in that place. If we add 3 more thousand, that would become a 6. So now, is that this number? No, it is not. So the first one is not true. So you would not check it. So I'm going to say false. Okay, the next one. 20 million more than this number is this number. All right, let's write down our starting number again and look at it. Okay, so let's read it first. Now I'm just going to label the families again so we know how to read it. Ones family, thousands family, millions family, and billions family. So now we can read it. 5,871,800,025. Now it says 20 million more than this. So if we were to add 20 million, so here are millions. If we add 20 to that, so we have 871 million. If we add 20 million to that, that's going to be 891 million, right? Because 871 plus 20 would be 891. So let's look and see. So I'm just going to cross this off and put 91. Is that what it says here? 5,891,825. Yes, so that's true. So B is true. You would check that box. All right, let's look at 3C. 50,000 less than 10 million is 9,950,000. Now, a good way to think about this one is to ask yourself, if you added 50,000 to this number, would you get this number? So let's check that. We could take 9,950,000 and we can add 50,000. And let's just see what we get. 5 and 5 is 10. Now we get a 10 again. And we get 10 million. So yes, that one is true. C is true. If you were stuck on this question, that's understandable. This one's a little more difficult to think about. It's kind of very typical of how Singapore math is going to make you think and challenge you a little bit. 3D. 100,000 less than this number is this number. Let's write down the first number and let's say it first. So we have ones, thousands, millions. So we have 123,456,789. Now we want to know 100,000 less than this. So here's our thousands. We want 100,000 less. So this is 456,000. 100,000 less than that would be 356,000. So I'll cross off that 4 and make it a 3. And let's see, is that the number they're saying? No, this is a different number, so that would be false. And 3E, 5 million less than 250 million is 205 million. Let's think about it. If we take, so here's our millions. If we take 5 million away from that, we have 255 million. Take 5 away from that, and you would get 250 million, right? 255 minus 5 would be 250. So is that what they have here? No, they have 205 million. That's different. So it would be false. Number 4A. Now we want to fill in the blanks. We're adding a bunch of numbers to make a writing a number in standard form. This is the expanded form. We're going to write it in standard form. Again, I'm going to make my little spaces here and just fill them in. So I have millions. I'm sorry, this would be billions, which we're not going to need, are we? Millions, thousands, and ones. So we don't need billions in this question because we start with 6 million. So I'll put a 6 there. 50,000. So in my thousands, I have 50. Oh, and then I have 4,000 too. So we'll need to, I'm just going to get a different color here. We need a 4 there. So 4,000 and 10. Okay, so now if I fill in, I get, I'm just going to write this neater, 6,054,010. Okay, let's do the next one, B. Okay, we're on 4B. We're adding a bunch of numbers again, and this time we do have numbers in the billions. So I am going to make my places here, and I'm labeling them ones, thousands, millions, billions. Okay, so we have 35,200,000 million. So 35 goes in my billions. Now my millions, I have 200 million here, but I also see over here I have a 3 million. So I'm going to have 203 million. And then for thousands, I'm going to have 800,000. And for my ones, I'm going to have 500. So that's how you write that number. And let's turn the page. C. Now we're saying, now we kind of have a fill in the blank. 7 million plus something plus 2,000 equals 7,852,005. Oh, there was also a 5 here, I guess. Okay. So if I were to just take what they've added so far, let me just make some spaces here. We have millions, thousands, and ones. So I'm taking 7 million, I'm taking 2,000, and I'm adding 5 onto that. And I want this number. So what I want is I want these two numbers to be, let's use another color again, 8 and 5, right? I want this to be 8 and 5, because then I will get the number 7,852,005. So I want to add 850,000. See, because I want this 8 and 5 to be here, the 100,000 and the 10,000. So I want to add 850,000. This again is a very tricky question. You won't see anything like this on a quiz or test. It's very challenging. If you got this, great job. D, 36 billion plus what? Plus 700,000 plus 50,000 equals that. So again, I'm going to use the same technique. I'm going to write out my spots. Need more room. And write in what I have. I have 36 billion. Here's my billion, million, thousand, and ones places. Okay, so 36 billion plus something plus 700,000 plus 50,000. So these are both thousands. I can combine those and say that's 750,000 because they're both thousands. Okay, and then I have the rest are zeros, but I want it to equal, I want to add something to it to equal this number. So I want it to be 37,750,000. So what do I add to this number to be this number? The only difference is here, right? So I need to add 1 billion. If I have 36 billion, I want 37 billion. I need to add 1 billion. So your answer would be 1 billion, like that. Now we have just a few more questions. Number 5, less than or greater than. So the first one, we have 9,999,999,999. How does that compare to 10 billion? So this, the second number, has more digits than this one. It has to be bigger. It has a larger place value. It has a number in the 10 billions column. This one does not. This one only goes as numbers up into the 1 billions column. So for sure we know that this number is less than. And you might also realize if you add 1 to this number, you would get that number, because you would need another place value and you would end up with 10 billion. So this number is actually 1 less than that number. Number 2, again, we have more place values in this number. We have a number into the 10 billions column here, and only the million. We have a number into the 10 millions column here, and only the 1 millions column here. 32 million and something is obviously more than 8 million and something. So greater. The next one, 54. We don't even have to look at the numbers to the right if we can compare the numbers in the largest place values. 54 million and something, is that more or less than 40 million and something? It would be more. 54 million and something is greater than 40 million and something. And the next one, 358,568,486. Is that greater or less than 1 billion? So this number has numbers in the millions place. The 100 million is the highest place value. This has a billion. So this is greater because billions are more than millions. So the first number is less than the second number.